What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be discussing James Neal and the Calgary Flames. More specifically, his start to the season with the Flames. There's a lot of people that are disappointed, including myself. I know that he is 31, and by no means does that mean he's old, but he is getting into that stage where his production might drop off, you know, if there's some problems with the team he's playing on or the lines, whatever. But Calgary has been doing quite well this year. At the time I'm making this video, again, it is Monday night on November 12th. Hopefully the video will be up after I record this. But the Flames are like second or third in their division, and they're looking pretty good. I believe they're tied for that second or third spot, but they're looking all right to start the year. They had to make a lot of moves in the offseason, and bringing in a guy like James Neal was supposed to really boost up that first line so Monahan and Gaudreau could have another talent to play with. And I've been making a lot of videos like this recently, talking about a certain player or a certain team and like maybe what they need to do to get better or what they've been doing great so far. And for me, I figured I was going to be making a video when he signed in Calgary. I was like, okay, I'm going to be making a video about how this James Neal experiment is working, and Calgary's off to a great start. Well, Calgary is off to a great start, but Neal isn't. So we'll get to that, and we'll talk about if it's really time to panic yet. I don't think so. But we do know that he has a $5 million deal with Calgary. He signed it in the summer on July 1st, I believe it was on the 2nd or 3rd, actually. He didn't sign on the first day. $5.75 million per, that's the average annual value on the contract. And I made a video on this with Neal. We talked about every signing that happened on the first couple days of free agency. I apologize, stuff going on upstairs. Can't control that, but we talked about how this would probably be a good contract for the Calgary Flames, and that he would probably add to that scoring depth, and they already have a good blue line, and everybody was happy with Mike Smith and hoping that he would have a really solid year. But it just hasn't worked out, and I still believe that that cap hit was lower than I expected it to be, and I said that in the video with Neal. I really thought the James Neal contract was going to be quite a lot of money, seeing as though that people love to overspend on scorers, guys who have proven to score. I believe he has like 20 goals in every season that he's played pretty much in the NHL. Yeah, for the most part, in the 2010-2011 season, he only played in 20 games and had one goal. But obviously, since then, he scored a lot of goals. In the 2011-2012 season, in 80 games, he actually had 81 points, 40 goals and 41 assists. Or sorry, 81 points. I'm not sure if I said that correctly. But this season with Calgary, and this is the main reason why I wanted to make this video, was because this year in 18 games, he has 3 goals, 1 assist for 4 points. He's a -4, and he already has 10 penalty minutes. To give you a reason why I said the penalty minutes was because in years past, he's taken, like, you know, last year with Vegas, in 71 games played, he had 24 penalty minutes. So he's already almost halfway there, essentially. And that's obviously more than he has points, which is not a good sign. Obviously, it's very early in the season, but his shooting percentage is down because he hasn't been shooting the puck as much, and that's concerning. And it's something I read on Sportsnet. There's a couple really good articles that have been coming out, because this has been something that's been documented over the past couple weeks, is that, you know, Neal is not really, you know, staying with the line combination, playing better. I know he's playing with Tkachuk right now, but, well, currently that's what the line combination I've seen. But the reason why I'm bringing up, I'm not sure why, is with the lines, is because he's been playing with a bunch of different line mates. They've been moving him around up and down the lineup because they figured his spot was going to be on the first line, and that's where I think everybody did. Again, playing with Gaudreau and Monahan, but it just didn't work out. And now we see Elias Lindholm, who came from the trade from Carolina, has excelled on that first line, and he looks really good to start the year with Calgary, and it looks like their best addition to the team. So Neal essentially lost his spot. His playing time has gone down, and in the Calgary's most recent game, he was essentially benched in the third period, played like 10 minutes or less than that, like 8 minutes or something like that total in the game. He wasn't shooting very much, and he kind of looked lost. And I have watched Calgary games this year, and sometimes I'm questioning if Neal's even playing. Like, there was one game specifically, I can't remember which team it was, I wanted to bring this up, but he, like, didn't, like, it almost felt like he didn't even show up to the game. Like, it was like the second period, I'm like, oh, wow, James Neal's on this team, I completely forgot. And that's probably not a good thing for a guy that you're paying nearly $6 million for. Now, he could essentially, you know, step it up and look real good in the coming games and in the coming months, of course, and that's what Calgary's looking for, and I'm sure their fans are. But through 18 games with 4 points, he's not looking good. It's scary because a team like Calgary went out there and said, this summer, we need to make a change. This team is better than or it's worse than it should be. This team should be better. The fans want a good team. Calgary loves their hockey. This is a playoff type of city. They want to watch playoff hockey, and that's another thing. Like, obviously, you know, I'm not from Calgary. I don't live near there. I'm a Leaf fan, whatever, but I love watching Calgary Flames games. I love watching their playoff games as well. And my buddy Audie, of course, he loves the Flames, and he loves watching their playoff games. He's been to them before. Shout out to Audie James. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. His link is on my channel in the suggested channels box. But you know, he was excited for this move, and the Neal move was like, okay, listen, we went out there, we made a huge move, we changed the locker room, and this is another thing they're saying, that James Neal is a great locker room guy. Great, you're not paying $6 million for a locker room guy. You're really just not paying that much for that. You want to see James, the real deal Neal. You want to see him scoring goals, putting up points, getting a lot of assists. And you know, and again, in a Sportsnet article, I've got it in front of me as well, because there's a lot of good stuff in here. You can find it on Sportsnet if you type in James Neal, because there's a couple of them. There's one that's titled "Why Limited Opportunity Has Flames James Neal Off to a Terrible Start," and it's just because. If you look, there's some I believe it's through like the Corsi website or whatever, there's like shot attempts, unblocked shot attempts, shots on net. Like, it just looks like all the numbers are going down and he's sort of regressing. And when I seen this deal, I said, okay, in the first 2 or 3 years, it's going to look fantastic, and then he's going to regress probably in the last 2 years. But it's really scary to think that maybe Calgary overpaid and he's starting to regress now. And this is super early, 18 games in, so I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope Neal just has an awesome end to the season. And again, like I said, last year with the Vegas Golden Knights, he had a really good year, 71 games played, he had 44 points. And again, that doesn't seem like a ton, but he scored early and he looked like a much different player. He looked faster. And with Calgary so far, he just hasn't looked that great. And getting benched in the third period, being one of the, you know, highest paid players on the team, is probably not a good look. So hopefully he bounces back. Calgary Flames fans, let me know, are you upset with Neal's play so far? What have you seen from him that looks promising? And am I wrong? Let me know down below. Also, if you guys have video suggestions, leave them down below. I would really appreciate that. I'm trying to upload much more often, and I do appreciate some recommendations. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all the support lately. I know a lot of new subs have come in, so thank you very much and welcome to the channel. Hopefully you'll stick around and click that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.